Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat. I'm glad you're here. Today I would like to do the Memento Mori tag, which was originally created by David at Polyglot Reading. So Memento Mori means remember that you must die. So there are 8 questions in this prompt. I was not specifically tagged to do this, but rather I've seen a lot of people doing it and then inviting anyone who would like to participate to do so. So I thought that I would jump in. So the first question is, how many books will you be able to read before you die, considering your age and statistical life expectancy? This is a tough one right off the bat. I mean, I think that the life expectancy for women in the part of the country where I live is about 80 now, but I do not have longevity in my family, so not really sure how much time I'm going to have left. But statistically, I'm thinking maybe 18 to 20 years. If that's really the case, maybe 1,000 more books. I don't know, that seems like a lot, but that's how the numbers kind of come out. How does this number affect your choice of books? It does not affect my choice of books at all. I suspect that I will keep reading whatever I want to read for as long as I can. My mother was an avid reader most of her life. At the end of her life, and she died relatively young, she couldn't really keep reading, so I don't know that I'll be reading till the very end, but I plan to read until I can't read anymore. So I'm not really affected. I don't think my choice of books will be affected by this number. Okay, number 3, what will happen to your book collection once you have passed away? I do have a large psychoanalytic collection, and that's going to be donated to a psychoanalytic institute that I am very familiar with. The rest will go to anyone who wants them. I suspect that my family might want a few things, just as I have a few of my parents' books, but I see most of them being donated to a local library. I do have a lot of young friends in addition to my family, so maybe they would like to take a few books. Number 4, is there a book that helps you to cope with the disturbing fact of a limited lifespan? I'm not sure about that. I have loved a book by Joan Chittister, who is a Benedictine nun. She's a very prolific writer, and she has a book called The Gift of Years, Growing Older Gracefully. It's a very beautiful book, and I have drawn some comfort from that. I also find great comfort in poetry, and from lots of different poets. So I suspect that will continue to be the case. Number 5, which book on this topic do you consider the most witty or entertaining? I don't know. I don't know if I've read witty or entertaining books on this topic. I have read a book by the Columbia English professor Carolyn Heilbrunn called The Last Gift of Time, Life Beyond 60. And she at times can be very humorous about growing older. I think she's humorous probably about a lot of things, but she was humorous. But she definitely looks at this topic of growing older and nearing one's death with some humor. Number 6, do you have a specific nonfiction book on the topic of death that you would like to recommend? No, I do not. You know, I've read a lot of books on the grieving process, about coping with, I've read books about coping with the loss of your parents, coping with the loss of a sibling. I've read memoirs about the loss of a dear friend when one of my closest friends died. But those are books intended to help the living. I don't think I have read a lot about death itself or my eventual death, but I have quite the little library on the grief process. Number 7, humor can be helpful to confront death. Do you have a favorite witty quote on this topic? I don't really collect witty quotes on the topic of death, but I think the comedian George Carlin supposedly said once, I'm always relieved when someone is delivering a eulogy and I realize that I'm listening to it. That's pretty witty. Number 8, does this tag make you feel uneasy, or are you quite relaxed about this topic? The tag is not making me feel uneasy, and I can't say that I feel relaxed about the topic of my own eventual demise. I think it makes me pensive, and that's not a bad thing. So I'm not uneasy, and I'm not relaxed either. And then number 9 is tag some other people. Okay, that I can do. I'm going to tag James at Quaint and Curious Volumes. I'm going to tag Gavin at Genre Books. And I'm going to tag Renee at Beyond Books. And I'm also tagging anybody else who would like to participate in this rather serious tag. As always, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you again soon. Take care.